criminal background. Why won't they grant them, especially if they have children from here? See, because these kids are the ones that have to pay the price. I have to move from where I'm at, get them out of school, for them to go live with my mother, at least so I can support them on my own until they decide whether he's safe enough to come back. But yet they don't look at all the other ones here, okay?
Well, okay. So I can tell that you're frustrated. There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things. As Republicans, what we believe in is this. We believe that the immigration laws that exist are good laws, but they need to be tweaked.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people talk about amnesty. You know,
I don't believe in the amnesty totally. I believe in the amnesty for the people that have already had their papers in the immigration, already in the process, gone through Homeland Security, and they see that there's nothing that they can be a threat to us. You know, because also that's my concern is their safety. I was in New York 3 weeks before the Twin Towers fell. So that hit me hard when I got back because I knew the feeling of that.
Right.
See, so, and my husband was over there doing a job. You know, and then for my kids to be a stereotype because they're Hispanic, you know what? Immigration doesn't just mean Hispanics. It means Asians, it means all the other countries.
And not just the southern borders.
But the Hispanics are the main target. It's always been that way. And it's hard for us to tell these kids, you know what? You can't hate the people who are against what we believe in. You know, your father is a good person, but they target people like that as a bad people. Because why? Because they're not from here. But yet, my husband does tile. He does tile for Republicans, and I don't hear them saying, let me see your credentials. Let me see your credentials for, do you have license to do your work or whatever?
Are you
They're
a citizen?
pleased with their work. Yeah, exactly. So why are they barking at something that
you know, this is that double-edged.
You understand, like, you have a Hispanic with no papers cutting your yard, but you're a Republican against immigration. How's that?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't know.
You know, there's a speaker on the radio who talks about Hispanics all the time. I mean, on television, on cable.
Who
TV.
is it? Who?
Well, I'm not gonna say no names.
Why not?
No. Well, you know, like like Lou Dobbs. He talks a lot about Hispanics.
What does he say?
You know, a lot of different stuff. I don't want to quote
good
anything
stuff,
I might
bad
say.
stuff.
No, you can see that the issues of the racist in him. You know, any person with a heart can see that that man is racist. You know, and to say different things that he said before, but yet he's married to a Hispanic. And I'm sure you can't tell me he hasn't had a Hispanic done yard in his, you know, cutting yards in his work, in his house, you know?
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that the border should be closed, shut down? You think we should send troops down there and just lock it down?
No, I don't think it should be shut down. I think it should be built to a process where they can control who comes in and out the right way. Not treating them like they're animals, like they're dogs trying to climb the fence over to get a bone. You know? I'm talking about, you know what, have a entrance enough to where these borders are secured by mainly Hispanics. They're crooked too. You pass them a couple of bucks and that's it. You know, they're good to go. But that's if they want to, you know. So I mean, the border, I don't think it should be closed. I think it should be built in a proper way to where, you know what, you can enter and come in with the proper documents and, you know, and have it that way. Because it is true, because the Hispanics are the one that are doing the hard labor. I'm not a racist person. I mean, I have family of all different races. But it is true. The Hispanics aren't the ones afraid to scrub the floors. They aren't afraid to scrub toilets. They're not afraid to do the hard construction work. I mean, you hardly see the white people out there, you know, doing construction and stuff like that, unless they're the ones bossing them around. And I mean,
well, you know, let me ask you this: if you knew that the Republican Party was working hard to create these changes in the immigration process and working towards solutions.
Since when?
I mean, what if I were to tell you?
What if I were to Reagan?
What if I were to tell you that was happening?
Was able to knock down a wall. They can't even build a wall.
Well, you know, and you know, you've got a lot of good points, but that's what we're here. This is the dialogue. What we're doing is we're talking to the people and finding out what is on people's minds. And boy, I mean, you're telling me what's on your mind now.
Well, yeah, because it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating because the mothers who have children from here, who have husbands who are actually trying to make a life for their kids, who are trying to do the right thing, and who are trying to actually doing the process of getting their citizenship, is not working.
Now here, okay, so I'm going to throw something at you. Right now, this country is burdened with all of the costs and expense of having to pay for anchor babies. We've got countless people coming across, having their children, and who's paying for it?
We are.
What do you think of that?
Okay, well that's another thing. I think the only way that the Republicans or anybody in the House should approve or should allow people from other countries who are pregnant women to come and have their kids over here for a better life is if their children really need the help health-wise. If their lives are in danger, or if the children have health problems that only our technology can help. Now, them crossing legally, illegally, you know, what you're saying about building this border, I mean, they're going to come over whether we avoid it or not.
Right.
You know, whether they can put the tallest walls, they're still going to find a way.
Right.
You know, if the drug dealers can find ways to bring drugs over here, slipping through cracks or paying people out,
I mean, don't you think that that's the bottom line?
They can't stop the drug dealers. How are they going to stop the immigrants from coming?
That's right. The bottom line is
they can't stop the drug dealers from bringing all these drugs across and keeping our kids safe here. They can't stop nobody. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, hey, you know, I appreciate you venting, and you know, I'm going to give you my card with. The website that you can go and see this.
Oh, okay.
It's GOP is for me, okay?
Oh, okay.
And you spread the word. We are a local organization. We're into education for the Hispanic community. Okay. We're trying to advance all the issues that are facing the people here.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I think that's what needs, I mean, Obama too. I voted for him, and I kind of have my regrets because why? He hasn't, okay, yeah, healthcare is an issue. It's a big issue. And he's forgetting about our veterans. Our veterans shouldn't be homeless. Our veterans should be put up in nice homes or a home stable enough for them to get the care they need. They should be out under the bridges. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I mean, this immigration stuff that he promised, he said he was going to do, we're still waiting.
Well, he says he's going to pass amnesty.
I don't think it'll be an amnesty. I don't think it will. I honestly don't.
Well, so, okay, so he's going to be up for re-election in a few years.
I won't vote for him. Not unless he does something right way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe in a total amnesty that he's going to grant all these Hispanics in the United States amnesty, no. Because there are some good ones, and there are some criminals out there who don't deserve to have an amnesty. They need to be thrown back or punished to whatever crimes they've done. Because look at the ones they haven't prosecuted. They're rapists, they're murderers, or whatever else, and they get to jail, and by the time they're actually convicted, they're already thrown back. So what, for them to come back again? Those are the ones that shouldn't be with an amnesty. Mm-hmm. The ones that should be given an amnesty are the ones who are already in the process of trying to get their citizenship. Like my husband and like other people that I know. You know, who are already in the process trying, at least, to see the effort that they want to be here for a reason. And trying to do for their families. Those are the ones that I understand maybe should be granted an amnesty.